The summer of 2021 was one of those summers that changed my life. It was the summer that I told myself I wanted to get more serious about my faith and start having traditional Catholic friends in my life. It was also the summer that I realized if I wanted to be a serious Catholic, I would need to deny myself something that I believed was a part of me. By denying my sexuality, I would be following the countless souls who came before me that followed the words of Christ and embraced a bigger story. This was the summer that I learned about Side A and Side B Christianity and how I needed to embrace the Catholic Church full-heartedly into my life. I would need to pick Side B. Some 2 years later, I am now a man with no religious faith, and have concluded that Side B is a dead end for spirituality and life. For those who may not know the terms Side A and Side B, here is a quick rundown. Side A is a term used to designate a view of Christianity that sees queer sexualities and gender and affirms it. Side B Christianity is a term used to designate the view that while same-sex attraction is not sinful in and of itself, acting upon it is sinful and goes against God's order. There are some other sides, but these categories offer sinister logical conclusions, though I often feel that Side B horseshoes itself into the other sides often. One of my favorite authors of the modernist era, James Joyce, described his short story collection Dubliners as depicting the paralysis of Irish society in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This paralysis comes from the British colonizers and the institutional Catholic Church. It was when I entered Side B spaces in real life and online that I felt as if my life began to freeze. Another novel from this era is Morris by E.M. Forster. Morris depicts a failed romantic relationship between two Cambridge students. One of the students wants to keep his love for his friend platonic and non-physical. The main character, Morris Hall, rejects this view of life and lets go of the relationship despite their history together. Forster, I believe, foresaw the philosophy and logic of Side B and saw through its faultiness. Side B, while touting meaningful human connection that isn't sexual, seems to ignore that physical sexual intimacy is a way that humans can connect with one another. Both the Side B and Neoplatonism narrow sexual activity down to human reproduction, and anything outside of that is wrong, immoral, or sinful. Side B, to me, doesn't really offer any solutions to the existential dread that comes with living a chaste life. Living a chaste life sounds fun and exciting if you believe that at the end of the day, there is a benevolent God waiting for you in the afterlife and a Redeemer whom you can rely on. I thought of many ways to cope with staying single forever. I thought of how I could have my own house together, go on trips with myself, and not have to deal with the drama that comes with relationships and marriage. I believe that this was exactly how I wanted to live the rest of my life. I was only 24 at the time, still a young man in this part of the world, but a grown man in different parts of the world as well. I believe it wasn't fair to have me at a young age make such a monumentous life decision. Now, at 26, I realize that I genuinely want someone in my life to live in my house, go on trips with me, and experience the ups and downs of a relationship. The further I went along in the ideology of traditional Catholicism and Side B Christianity, the more I began to have an uneasy feeling that I stopped seeing my future. To help illustrate this point, I must briefly talk about my experience with trying to find a vocation in the Catholic Church. As a Catholic male, I had many roads open to me: the priesthood, religious life, or becoming a husband and a father. As a gay man, however, most of these roads closed on me before I knew it. In early 2022, I went to a Benedictine monastery to get spiritual advice and to connect more with God. Late 2021 coincided with many spiritual woes, and I was hoping this trip would benefit me. I sat down with a monk and explained my situation. He gave me some materials I might want to consult and told me that if my same-sex attractions would move into a state of transience, then there could be a chance I could have a religious life. I left the monastery with neither a cure for my spiritual woes or any hope for life as a monk. I was at a dead end with my spiritual life. I had no vocation, no clear vision of where my future was with Christ. and only some abstract destination that seemed more and more difficult to get the more I traveled down the traditional road. The last time I attended any Side B spaces in real life was in September 2022. I had decided that I was tired of constantly slamming into a brick wall, hoping that I would break through to some ecstasy in the beyond. One of the groups I had joined was becoming more cliquey and would often exclude me and my other friend, who was also a Catholic. When we got together to express how we have been doing since the last time we saw each other, the majority mostly expressed heavy feelings of temptation and struggles. It seems I wasn't the only one who had experienced a dead end in Side B. Today, I still have many great friends who are Side B Christians. I admire their dedication to their faith and their integrity. Why I faced a dead end and they didn't is something I have yet to discover. I fear what may have become of me had I continued any further. I realized I had no future in Side B because Side B does not offer a future, and the future it does offer is a metaphysical realm whose existence is up for debate. Living life is not supposed to feel like a dead end. When you turn around from those dead ends and find another road, then life starts to begin.